Okay, here's another Warhammer Fantasy 8th Edition battle report. Played against Matt and his High Elves. This is a 2,400 point list with no special characters. We'll go over my Skaven force now. I haven't played him in a while. Figured I'd give him another go. This is Battle for the Past, so that's why we're going on the short edge of the board. My list, going top to bottom, I got 6 Rat Ogres with 3 Packmasters. There's 30 Clan Rats with Hand Weapon Shield. Then we got 20 Slaves. I'm using Goblins as slaves there. I'm trying out my new Plague Wind Catapult. It's a converted model, so it's not quite finished yet. And below that we got 30 Clan Rats with Hand Weapon Shield again. In there is my Grey Seer. He's using a Power Stone and the Scalm. And then a Battle Standard Bearer with 2+ armor save and a great weapon. We got another unit of 20 slaves. I have skinks for those slaves. 6 Plague Censer Bearers. Then we got 34 Plague Monks pushing the Plague Furnace with the Plague Priest on there. He has my Dispel Scroll. And then I got the Hell Pit Abomination. And a Warp Lightning Cannon at the bottom. See how it goes. His High Elves, he's got 2 Eagles out in front, a unit of 11 Archers. He likes 11 Archers because he needed that just a few more points to get over the 600 points of core. Elsewise, he's got 20 White Lions at the top. And there is his level 1 High Mage. He likes to give him the Destroy Spell Scroll, basically. And then we got 35, I believe, Sea Guard. That's where most of his core points are. And there's his Battle Standard Bearer. And then below that we got 20 Phoenix Guard with his Wizard Lord, spouting the all magic weapons count as mundane, and he's ethereal. Then we got 5 Dragon Princes with command and 1 Bolt Thrower. Side note is, behind the little scorpion statue, I have a tunneler marker for 20 Night Runners with their Warp Grinder. So that's where I place them. So for the first turn, High Elves got the first turn. And there we go. Alright, on High Elves' first turn, pretty uneventful. His Eagles moved up to just within charge range of my Frenzy units. Hoping to see that I fail my Frenzy test. Then he miasmaed my Plague Furnace unit to reduce their movement down to 2 inches. Or 3 inches. I think you reduced it by 2 inches, so they're a base 3 unit. Shooting was pretty ineffectual, and that was it. So on to Skaven turn 1. Alright, Skaven turn 1. I did successfully pass my Frenzy tests and move forward. As you can see, just for fun, magic was pretty much out of range, so I reduced the toughness of the bottom eagle by 1, and I got off Blessed with Filth on the Rat Ogres. I didn't think it would matter, he just let it go. Shooting, the Plague Wing Catapult hit dead on his big unit of Sea Guard and killed a slew of them. He passed his break test, but that was nice, amazing. The Warp Lightning Cannon fired at his White Lions. Fell a little bit short, only killed 1 White Lion and then 1 more of the Sea Guard due to where the template fell right in front of the unit. That was it. So on to High Elves turn 2. Alright, High Elves turn 2. Both Eagles hop over my units to threaten the War Machines. Um, his bolt thrower, I think, did nothing, trying to shoot at the abomination. Archers shot at the wonderful rat ogres, killed a pack master, and there's a couple wounds on a rat ogre. He did pretty good there. Magic was still pretty much out of range, and just a little bit of positioning going on. He's worried about my tunneling team coming up, so end of High Elf turn 2. Alright, Skaven turn 2. I rolled for my tunneling team. They came up. I was really hoping they wouldn't come up yet, give the rest of my units time to get there. But they came up with a hit, so they were facing whatever direction I wanted, which was okay, but it put me in the front of all of his units. So I charged his Dragon Princes since they were the only ones without rank bonus. On hindsight, maybe I should have faced the Bolt Thrower and charged that. And then tried to overrun away, and then maybe flee from his Dragon Princes. That might have been better. But I went for the Gusto, and they get a lot of attacks. So, yeah, he ended up breaking me, but I did bring 2 of them down, so that was good for me. But he killed the Warp Grinder, and 5 more of the Night Runners to send him fleeing. But I outran him, so that was good. Alright, everything else that went on. The Plague Wind Catapult fired at his White Lions. It scattered a little bit, so I only killed a couple. The Warp Lightning Cannon tried to fire at the eagle that was facing the catapult, and got a misfire on the second artillery die, so nothing happened. That was bad luck for me. I failed my frenzy test with my ogres to charge the archers, so they only went forward a little bit. Everyone else moved. The abomination rolled 15, 16 inches or whatever, so he decided to go off on his own. Yeah, there's a wound marker there. Last turn he did take like 3 wounds from the bolt thrower, so that was pretty bad for him. The seer cast plague on his archers after reducing their toughness down to toughness 2, and yeah, he's left with 2 guys. So there you go. That was pretty much it for Skaven turn 2. Okay, High Elves turn 3. Both Eagles charged the War Machines. Thought I could do okay there, so there's nothing really I could do about it unless I sent another unit back to deal with them, and I didn't feel like doing that. So he moved his archers up past the slave unit, but back far enough from the back of the unit that there's no way my clan rats could charge on this turn. But it still forces the frenzy test on the rat ogres, and I really want to get them down the field to deal with his units. In Magic, he did the reduced strength and reduced toughness on the abomination. Yeah, that was bad. And then he proceeded to shoot the abomination with the bolt thrower. Caused 3 wounds doing the multi-shot. I actually ended up making all 3 regeneration saves, so I got lucky there. His Eagles both won combat, but I actually managed to hold, rolling 5 or less on both of them, so that was good. That's pretty much it. His Dragon Prince is backed up to set up for another charge later. Yeah, so on to Skaven turn 3. Okay, let's see if I can get this in the right order. So the Rat Ogres passed their frenzy test to charge the 2 archers. So everything else moved up. My wonderful Night Runners rallied, so I turned to face the Bolt Thrower. My Abomination ran off to the bottom of the screen. You can barely see him on the picture. I was hoping to... I rolled pretty good on the distance, but I was hoping to get out of the arc of the Dragon Princes. Did not do it. But I dispelled the toughness debuff as one of them in my magic phases. The clan rats couldn't charge the archers yet because the slaves were in the way. So the slaves, both slaves, moved up as far as I could. Setting up for turn 5 charge, I guess. And his eagle finished off my catapult, my toughness 4 catapult. So the harder one to destroy was destroyed before the easier one. Awesome. I did cast Plague, I think. Yeah, I think it was Plague that got cast on his... oh yeah, the White Lions. His mage also got a wound from last turn or the first turn when the cannon fired. I think he failed to look out, sir, and then he took 1 wound out of his 2. But yeah, Plague went off and killed a whole bunch of White Lions. And then I think it ended. I don't think it skipped. So that was pretty uneventful Skaven turn. I did try to use the 13th spell, but failed to get it off. So, okay, on to High Elves turn 4. Alright, on High Elves turn 4, his Dragon Princes were able to charge into my Abomination. Made the charge easily. He decided to work on my slave unit up front, so fired his Sea Guard into there. And I think he did something else, but then he Flames of the Phoenixed my big unit of Plague Monks. I didn't lose very many. Strength 3, Toughness 4, and I have a 5+ ward save versus magic. But he did Pendulum of Doom my unit, and only did 1 wound to the furnace. So that was lucky for me, bad for him. And his eagle moved up behind my lines to march block and potentially charge something later. So then the eagle and the warp lightning cannon like trade wounds and sit there. So in his magic phase, I did dispel the other debuff on my hell pit. So he's back up to full strength and full toughness against strength 5 lances with a lot of attacks, rerolling misses. But I managed to survive. I think he did 2 wounds, puts him up to 5 wounds. He had 1 wound left, just hanging on. I wasn't able to kill anyone. I rolled the first one, which is everyone takes a strength 6 hit, die 3 wounds, but I only wounded twice, and then he passed his armor save both times on a 5. So, but he held, so that was good because he's stubborn. And on to Skaven turn. Alright, Skaven turn 4. Finally closing with the High Elves. Having to go 36 inches to engage really sucks. So I declared 2 charges with my Rat Ogres and my slaves to try to charge the White Lions. I failed both charges. Awesome. And they ended up way far away. My other unit of slaves just moved up in front of his Phoenix Guard, trying to bait him into a charge to open up my Plague Monks. My Night Runners charged into his archers, or his Bolt Thrower crew. Killed him, overran. I killed 1 knight again. The Abomination just not getting the right abilities. I think this time I actually got the 3 die 6 attacks, but I couldn't hit, and then he made armor saves like crazy. So, Abomination, very ineffectual this game. Yeah, magic was, I think, completely stopped. I don't think I got a single thing off. And his eagle finally killed off the warp lightning cannon. There you go. On to High Elves turn 5. Alright, High Elves turn 5. Seeing my ploy with the slaves, the Phoenix Guard did not charge in. They just held back, knowing that keeps my furnace out of combat with them. Yeah, he moved his eagles up some more. Decided to shoot at my plague sensor bearers this turn. Killed half the unit. My poor Night Runner's losing combat again because my Abomination can't do anything. I got him down to one model left, but he still won combat, killing off Night Runners. Abomination held, which was good for me, and then Night Runners ran away. And that, he cast some spells at my, I think he did Flames of the Phoenix on my monks again, killed a few monks. That's pretty much it. On to Skaven turn 5. Alright, Skaven turn 5. Finally some action. My slaves charged into his Phoenix Guard, which opened up a lane for my furnace to charge into a Sea Guard. So I declared the charge with the furnace on the Sea Guard. Declared charge from both my Rat Ogres and my slaves at the White Lions. Slaves failed the charge. Rat Ogres made it. I was okay with this. This is good for me. My other clan rats turned to face the eagle. Maybe if he charges in, I'll be able to get a charge in to help eliminate an eagle. The Abomination finally killed off the Dragon Princes, so he's done there. Clan rats move up to threaten. I don't know if you can call clan rats ever threatening, but to threaten his Phoenix Guard. Magic, I don't think anything really happened. I think I tried 13th spell and it failed again, trying to eliminate some Phoenix Guard. My furnace easily annihilated a whole bunch of I killed like 15 or so Sea Guard with all their attacks. I didn't use their magic banner, which is the plague banner. Thinking back, I should have, since this is the only turn it would have mattered. But it wasn't necessary. And then I overran shortly. He fled off the board. Rat Ogres got minced. He did like 7 wounds to the Rat Ogres with the White Lions. But then the remaining Rat Ogres finished off all of the White Lions, leaving the mage by himself. Combat res worked down. He needed like a 5 to stay and rolled it. So yeah, his mage stayed. That sucked for me. But good for him. And that's pretty much it for Skaven turn 5. High Elf turn 6, final turn. Alright, sorry about the blurry picture. Not a lot went on. Basically tried to combo charge my Seers unit. The Phoenix Guard in the front, both Eagles in the flank. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So, in the magic phase, he got off, I think, reduced strength on my clan rats. He irresistibly force cast it. So it went off. The explosion killed a few Phoenix Guard, a clan rat or so, and did put a wound on his lord. He did the number 6, so not the big template, the little one. But his shadow ability allows him to switch switch places with another character. So he swapped his level 1 with his level 4, guaranteeing I couldn't get the points that way, because Rat Ogres can't hurt his level 4 mage now. It's a tie combat. I don't have a musician or rank or standard or anything. So yeah, that was a good move on his part. Sucks for me, good for him. That's great. Combat worked down to me doing a whole lot of nothing. I lost combat by 1 or 2, but was steadfast on a 10. So I held. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So on to Skaven turn 6, final turn. Alright, this is how the end of the game looked. In the magic phase, I dispelled his strength debuff, and I put Bless with Filth on the clan rats. My other clan rats did successfully charge the flank of his eagle engaged with me. The Night Runners did not have the charge arc to do it, so they just turned. It doesn't really matter, but I did it anyways. Combat, I killed the eagle that had 2 wounds already on it. That was reduced on toughness. Was not able to hurt the other eagle. Loves Skaven in combat. They're awesome. Killed 1 or 2 of his, I think just 1 of his Phoenix Guard, but did end up winning combat. I was hoping both of them would break and run, needing like a 5 to stay. His eagle stayed, his Phoenix Guard ran, so I couldn't pursue. And that's where the game ended. Still a pretty much a massacre for the Skaven. He didn't have much left on the board. He had like 600 points left on the board. And I think, I did kill his level 1 mage out of his Phoenix Guard unit, so that got me some points there. All in all, it was a pretty good game. A few things I should have done maybe a little differently. Maybe protected my war machines a little better would have been good. But all in all, I think it was a good fight. So thanks for listening, and hope to have more soon.